Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Creators Outlet right here on the Outright Geekery Network. We'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsor for this video, SpinWizComics.com. It is a platform for you to discover indie and web comics. They currently have 86 different indie publishers on board. There's a free app you can download on both Android and iOS, and it's free comics. What more do you have to know? It's free. Head over to wherever you do your downloads for iOS or Android. Look for the SpinWiz Comics downloadable app and check it out for yourselves. Right now, we'd like to introduce our guest tonight, Jonathan Hedrick. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, let's start a little further back. When did you first discover a love for comics?
Ooh, I'd have to say it was back in the spinner rack days when I was maybe second, third grade. I was a huge Ninja Turtle fan of that 90s animated series, and I must have caught like one of the adaptations from the animated series on the spinner rack, had to have it, and I don't know, it was just all took off from there. You know, just every day or every time that grocery shop trip came back with another comic book, and the stacks started piling up. So that's all she wrote.
And Turtles was big for you because you had the toy line, you had the animated.
Oh, yeah. I had the bed sheets, the pillowcase, the curtain. I painted my bedroom wall green, so that was a great segue into comic books. And, I mean, the Turtles are still popular now. I mean, that's
yeah.
I
still kick myself in the ass because went into the same shop I've been going to for over 30 years, and I look and it's those big oversized original books.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this? He goes, some new book, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's next to radioactive black belt hamsters and fish police. I go, oh, this stuff is stupid. It's never going to catch on.
Yep. Who knew? And
here I am today. Who could have had like 3 or 4 copies of each book, and been sitting on a fortune, but
hindsight's 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Even the action figures. I remember I went through if I still had those in the original packaging, that first series.
If you had them out of the package.
Even that too, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm quite a bit older than you, so I grew up in the age of the original Migos and the original G.I. Joes back in like the late 60s, early 70s.
Right.
And man, some of those old 8-inch figures with the cloth costumes, are worth some serious money now. If they're in the original package, you're looking like $700 or $800 for an action figure that cost $2.98 back in the day.
Right. I mean, how could you tell a kid to not open it back then? So, yeah, the likelihood of there being any left unopened.
My mother trying to get me not to rip the package open the second we got in the car. Yeah.
Right.
Which would get the toy taken away from me, but I just didn't care. I just wanted to touch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, when did you first delve into creating comics?
It's been a little bit over a year ago. I dusted off a old short story that I wrote and kind of just out of fun, and thought about maybe tweaking it into a comic book script. And then one day I just saw an interview with another creator, and he was talking about how with the internet nowadays, how easy it is to actually make your own comic book, where 20, 30 years ago, you'd have to know someone in town. Now you can just go online, put it out there on Facebook or another group, and you can work through email and chat online and collaborate that way. So I put myself out there, found an artist, and one thing led to another, and I had a comic book in my hand 3 months later. So then I caught the bug, that creator bug, and I just wanted to put out more. It was almost like a high having that finished product in hand. So I haven't stopped since.
Yeah, it's kind of like once you get that first tattoo, you just want them all.
Yeah, you're thinking about the next tattoo while you're getting tattooed.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing with my comics. While I'm writing one or one's in production, I'm already want to start on the next one.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, do you read current comics now, or are you just too busy creating new comics?
Well, I definitely read current comics, but I still have a stack or two that I'm behind on. But I'll get to them eventually. Usually, what happens is I'll spend a weekend, catch up on all of them. Then I see I have no left. So, I need to go to the store and buy some more. Then I stack up, and the cycle continues. But yeah, I try to stay current on most of the titles that I find interesting. There's just so much stuff out there; it's impossible to read them all.
Oh, I know. I try.
Yeah, me too.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work, but I try.
Yeah.
So, what are a couple of your favorite titles that you try to keep up on?
As far as the mainstream books, I really liked Tom King's Batman run, and then it continued to be great when James Tynion took it over. So that's been a lot of fun. I love the Venom series lately by Donny Cates. That was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Uh, Walking Dead broke my heart when that stopped because that was that was my number one book. I had to read that the day it came out. That was one that did not get put in the stack and piled up on top. That one was a same day purchase read. And then I read a lot of the other indie books. Since I'm an indie creator, I in a circle with other creators, so I'm making sure I'm reading their books and supporting them. So I just wish there was more hours in the day so I could read them all.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, are you working with the same people that you've worked with in the past, or do you have a whole new crew on for this book?
Yes and no. For Freak Show Night, I have a different artist than Freak Show Princess, and I decided to switch the art team just because it fit the story better, and it also gave it its own identity. Even though they take place kind of in the same world, I still wanted to make sure it was its own thing. And they both are companion pieces, but you don't need to read one or the other to understand it. So a different art team made sense. And also, I figure a couple more of these stories that are set in the same place, it might make a nice collected version and have an anthology type feel if there's a different type of art for each story. So
Yeah, you give it a little bit different look, and it has its completely own identity.
exactly. Yep. So that was my goal with that.
Now, is this your third book now?
This is as far as coming out. It's actually going to be printed. It's my fourth.
Your
So
fourth book?
Freak Show Princess, Capable 1, Capable 2. So yeah, when by the time this comes out, it'll be my fourth one, not including the Ashcan preview for the recount that came out in July. So that technically, I guess that would be number 5.
And that's with Scout?
Correct. Yep. Issue 1's coming out November 11th.
Hey, Brian!
Oh, I know that guy.
We all know that guy. I've been bugging him to come on the show. Well, at least he's in the chat this time.
Yeah, that's one step in the right direction.
That's all right. We still love Loggerhead.
Yeah.
I want to see him kill a bunch more people, though.
I think he might have something in the works with that.
Yeah, I pretty much caught something to that effect. So
Right. Just a matter of time.
just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And who were some of your influences, either comic book wise or writing style wise, that you kind of looked up to start on this road?
When I really got serious about reading and collecting comics, it was in the mid to late 90s when Chuck Dixon was going full throttle on the Batman family. And he was writing that solo Robin book, the Nightwing book. There was the Nightfall crossover. So Chuck Dixon was a huge influence on me back then. And I'll read anything he puts out. I've had the been fortunate enough to meet him a few times at cons. And then as far as writing style, I find myself, and I say it humbly, that I kind of look towards Mark Millar a lot. I like what he's done and how his stories are kind of fast paced, and he can do different genres between. My cat wants to join in. Sorry about that, Will. Like from Wanted to Kick-Ass and one of his newest ones, Prodigy. They're a lot of fun.
Well, he's a good guy to look up to.
Yes, absolutely.
He's had a little bit of a career in this business.
Yeah, he might have had some success.
A couple of books here and there. Right. Travis wants to know how many freaks come to the Freak Show.
It's hard to count. Yeah, on any given day, there could be about half a dozen or so.
Travis, I guess you're going to have to buy the book to find out.
Yeah, I think Travis might. He might buy a copy or two.
Tease them about Loggerhead.
Yeah, so Brian and I might be working on a Loggerhead story together. Some early stages of it. More people want some Loggerhead, so I was a fan of it. I want to be a part of it. So, and he has a plan for a larger universe within that what Loggerhead takes place in the Kara Prime universe. So there's so much more story to tell, and thankfully he's offered me a chance to come on board and help out with that. So it's been
Travis says, I'm a backer, yo.
Yeah, I think you might have been the backer number 2 on Freak Show night. So he's a pretty okay guy.
Yeah. We've had him around a little bit.
Yeah, he gets around.
He's done a couple of books here or there.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, let's take a look.
Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Hedrick. I'm the writer and creator of Freak Show Night, which is a 24-page, full-color, one-shot zombie comic book. This is a story about a man who is an ex-convict now living outside of prison during the zombie apocalypse. Every day he wakes up and does the same thing, much like when he was in prison, but now instead of fighting against the living, he's fighting against the undead. Then one day, something new crosses his path that gives him hope, purpose to live, and even a chance to redeem himself for all of his prior mistakes in life. I'm really excited to bring this project to all of you on Kickstarter. I have an amazing artist named Stefano Paterselli, who's an Italian contemporary artist. He's done great things at Heavy Metal Magazine, Scout, Caliber Comics, just to name a few. Also, the letterer, Christian Dokolomansky, is from Chile. He's working with me right now on the recount over at Scout Comic Books, and he also has a fantastic resume. And then my editor, Chuck Pineau, has done great things in the indie comic books community. So I'm hoping all of you are excited as much as I am about this project. Please take a look at the campaign page. Look at all the different rewards we're offering. Hopefully you'll find something that suits you and you'll be willing to pledge for. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me here, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let me know what you think, and thanks again for all your support.
I really like this cover.
Yeah, thanks. That's I brought the art team from Freak Show Princess to come back and do a homage, to Freak Show Princess. So that's the same penciler inker Ben Worrell from Freak Show Princess, same colorist Sunil Gaggar, and the same letterer CJ Jeffrey. So I brought them all back just to do that cover and make it a Kickstarter exclusive.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that way there's still like that connection, even visually to the original one. So yeah, that's cover A. Stefano did that. Knocked it out of the park. I mean, that's kind of sets the mood right then and there. What kind of book this is going to be?
Roses for the Dead.
Yeah. And then this next one is cover B, which has our main character Red on it. So.
Then we got a synopsis, and then tell us about all these best indie original awards.
So there's this award, these awards called Indie Originals, and I entered Freak Show Princess into it, and it won Best Horror Comic, Best Zombie Comic, and I also got Best New Writer. So I may have only been the only person maybe that entered it, so maybe I won by default. I don't know. But I just thought it would be good just to let people know that, there's some meat and potatoes behind this. I'm not just, doing this on a whim, that people actually have, have liked the previous book.
Award-winning writer.
Yes. Yeah, and then we go into some of the sample pages, so you can really see Stefano's style in here. It's got this like raw.
Yeah, I've seen something of his somewhere along the lines at Scout and
Planet Caravan, probably.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And all you had to say to me was heavy metal, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's all I need to know.
Yeah, he's popular over at Heavy Metal Magazine. Yeah, and this one's much more gory compared to Freak Show Princess. Freak Show Princess had like a slow burn to the actual zombies coming out. This one is just full throttle at the very beginning.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect anything less since Red is a former inmate.
Right. Yep.
Get a little drink, get the motorcycle going, get the spear going, a couple of bar fights.
Yep.
Pretty damn action-packed.
Yeah, I wanted it to be. I didn't want just to make the same book over again.
Yeah. It's completely different from Princess.
Right.
That's for sure.
But still has a common thread without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Kickstarter exclusive that we saw in the video. Really happy with the way that turned out.
Yeah, that cover is just bang.
Yeah.
So spot on.
It really is. The
colorist killed it. The blue hues like behind him on the rock.
Yeah. That's my same colorist that's working with me on the recount as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then this cover is done by my artist from the recount, Gabriel Ibarra Nunez.
Nice.
So he knocked that one out for me. I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want to do a variant cover for me? 4 hours later, I got that back. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man.
4 hours?
At least pretend that it was difficult to do.
I can't even make up my mind what comic book to read next for 4 hours.
Right. Yeah. It's just mean.
I know. It's like.
All right, and then this is an idea I came up with called the writer's variant cover. I wanted to do something kind of funny but yet serious at the same time. So I was like, what if I took the front page of the script and made that into a cover? I'd never seen something like that done before. So I talked to my letterer about it, and he printed it out, crumbled it up, scanned it, and then added like a fake coffee stain and the corner
Crayon.
peeled up. Yeah,
Crayon marks from the kids.
right. Yeah. So I think it's something different. And then the orange variant cover, just in time for the fall. It's not pumpkin spice flavored though, so I'm sorry, Will.
Oh, damn. How'd you know I love pumpkin spice?
I just guessed. I don't know.
I'm not a white girl wearing Uggs. Come on.
But yeah, you got to have a blank sketch cover.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we just go into our everyone's bio and previous things that we've worked on.
There's the recount that's coming soon from.
Yeah, that's actually the ash can right there.
That's the ash can, but the full on is on the way.
Yep. And then there's the 2 issues of Capable that's out.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we somebody on our crew reviewed this.
Yeah, maybe it was Phil.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And Stefano. Yeah, there's Planet Caravan and Fisheye, Live, Die, Reload. He's done
Metal
a lot.
Tires.
Yep. He's got a lot more in his.
Oh, I'm sure. 2000 AD.
Yep. Yep. Christian's also my letterer on the recount. So.
And Heavy Metal.
Yeah, he's got published.
Why don't you just tell me? Oh, I got a whole crew from Heavy Metal magazine.
I just decided to stack the deck.
Why not?
Yeah.
4th comic, might as well stack the deck with the whole crew from
Right.
some Heavy Metal magazine guy.
Right.
Oh, and here's the clown that couldn't join us tonight.
Too good for us.
He was out meeting people of Walmart tonight or something. I don't know.
Oh gosh. Well, we're the little people, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Chuck's been on the podcast 3 times already, so.
All right, we'll give him a break.
Yeah. Giving me a break, jeez. But just a quick shout out. He's got another issue of Belial on the way.
Mm-hmm. So now we're talking about the rewards here.
$5
digital. $5 gets you a digital copy, and then there'll be some more digital rewards coming down the road once we start unlocking some stretch rewards. Mm-hmm. So that $5 will go a long way. Yep.
Then $10 gets you the physical Freak Show digital copy and cover A.
Yep.
$20 gets you A and B plus a digital copy.
Yeah.
$25 gets you the Kickstarter exclusive cover plus a digital copy. $35 gets you physical copies of the blank,
the writer's variant. Yep.
And the
and Gabriel Ibarra's cover.
Yeah.
50 gets you all of them.
$50 gets you everything.
Yep. All 6 covers. Then I got my retail incentive reward.
So retailers, $100 gets you 10 of cover A and B, 5 of the Ibarra cover, 5 blank covers, 1 of the writer's covers, 1 of the Kickstarter exclusives, digital copy and free shipping, and an in-source signing or virtual interviews.
Yeah, so 32 comic books in total.
Yeah, for $100.
Yeah, not too shabby.
I don't remember the last time I got to buy 32 comic books
for $100.
For $100, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's something I thought of since all the cons are shut down this year, and for those collectors that are missing out on getting their signatures witnessed and the comic book slabbed, I thought I'd put this out there. And so you get all covers raw, and then a second one of those covers signed by me, signature series graded, and mailed straight to your house, not even having to go to a convention.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you get for $200, they get everything, plus they get to pick an extra cover of any of the covers available to get signed by you and CGC slabbed.
Exactly. Yep. And as most collectors know, a graded comic could go for 100 to 150 bucks anyways, depending on, and plus signed. So
Yeah, not including the signature, it would still cost you like 50 or 60 bucks for a CGC slab.
Yeah. So something for those collectors.
Fulfillment, everything in Gemini's.
Yeah. So it's a pretty simple campaign. Don't have anything too wacky on it.
Oh, we have some Peters here.
Yep. He lives locally. He's a nice guy. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Brian. You're too kind. I paid him to say that.
He's going to take that out of your hide on that project you're working on.
Right. Yeah, probably.
Now,
Yeah.
where did the idea for this come up? I figured the idea spouted from the last book.
Well, when I finished Freak Show Princess, I had no idea that I'd do any type of follow-up at all. I wanted it to be close-ended, but a story came to mind, and the main character, Red, is actually loosely based off of my father of the same name, who I didn't meet till about 5 years ago. He wasn't part of my life, and one day I just decided to look him up, and I Google searched him as much information that I knew, and then I found him online because he was actually incarcerated in prison. So if he wasn't in prison, I might not have been able to find him because he has a criminal record. It was easier to find. So then I reached out to him. I wrote to the prison he was at. He wrote back. We started bouncing letters back and eventually phone calls. And then one day I flew out to Colorado where he's at, and met him in person for the first time. And over the years we got to know each other that way. So I based Red off of him, and it's loosely based off of him. And the reason why he's in prison in the comic book is similar to my real life father, but with a twist. And also, by putting him in the comic book, it gives him a chance of redemption through it too. So yeah, I felt like there was something there. I needed to write about it. And when I was thinking about doing a follow up to Freak Show Princess, it just, those two just kind of clicked. Oh, now he wants to join it.
Yeah. I think we're going to get you banned from StreamYard, Chuck.
Classic Chuck.
Yeah. Always belittling us.
So yeah.
So it spawned off of that. So that's interesting and gives it a more of an in-depth touch now that people know that about it too.
Yeah, it's pretty personal. It was a way for me to get that off my chest in a way, and also kind of include him more in my life. That the character is drawn to look like him as well. So I told him about it. I said, I'm putting you in a zombie comic book. And he was like, really? I hope to read it one day. So it's an interesting relationship.
Good. Pick me up a pint of Haagen-Dazs while you're there, would you?
Chuck was able to squeeze us in the checkout line.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, he is at Walmart, so there's probably only 2 cashiers there. So I'm sure he's got a long wait.
Yeah, and one is screaming behind the plexiglass for somebody to put a mask on.
Oh God. Jesus Christ. Oh, too much information. Wouldn't put it past Brian though.
Thanks, dude. I'm going to keep this in mind when I have you actually come on the show.
Right.
I'm going to have to issue like an R rating at the beginning. Now, here's something I like to ask everybody. Because obviously you've worked with quite a few people already.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one person that you could pick to work with, who would it be and why?
Like, does it have to be another writer, an artist, or just anyone altogether?
Anyone.
Oh wow. All right, since this is just a hypothetical, I'm gonna say Alan Moore, just because I know how picky that guy is and how difficult he is. If I could work with him, must mean that he saw something in me to to work with him, and I think I could learn a lot from a legend like that.
Oh yeah. I love like his whole Swamp Thing run.
Oh yeah,
A whole bunch of his, self-published work, of course.
yeah. Swamp Thing, Watchmen, V for Vendetta. They're just from hell. All that stuff is good. Russell.
Russell for the win.
Empty comment from Brian.
Brian's just being quiet now. Can't talk. I'm getting a Cleveland steamer.
Jesus.
I feel so out of touch because after the show, I'm going to have to Google Cleveland steamer. And I'm probably going to blush like 17 shades of red or something. So tell us something about the Scout project that you can.
Yeah, so it's called The Recount. It's a 4-issue miniseries, and it's an action thriller, kind of in the style of 24 or Tom Clancy type stories. And essentially, it's the fictional president is assassinated by one of his Secret Service detail, and then quickly after that, it comes out that the conspirators are everywhere within leadership within government, and they're trying to go after everyone that put that president into power, including the Electoral College, other politicians, and the people who voted for him. So the conspirators release everyone's name who voted for him and encourage the opposite party to attack those individuals. So it's a very purge-like.
It's in our current political climate, that actually seems maybe a little bit too real.
Yeah, it's kind of scary sometimes how close that the life imitates art. But I let people know that it's not based off of any politicians. There's no one looks like anyone in our real world. The terms Republican and Democrat are never used. And it's not a story that has an agenda. It's not about sides. It's just about questioning what would happen if we were held responsible for who we put into power. So it's definitely going to be controversial, but I think people who take a chance on it will find it pretty entertaining, hopefully.
It's ultra realistic in the same way as AWA's Resistance book.
Sure. Yeah, it's I think it's hopefully it turns heads at the right direction, So yeah,
I'm sure it will. Scout's been on fire with just about everything.
yeah, they put out some great titles.
Captain Walmart wants to know if there is a genre you haven't touched yet that you'd like to.
Yes, science fiction. I want to do something very like outer space, time travel esque. That's my next goal because I've done horror, I've done superhero, I've done the action thriller. So I think that's my next genre that's in my sights.
The next step would be science fiction,
Most likely, yeah.
and then you could whirl everything around and figure out of everything that you've done which direction you might want to go in.
Right. Whichever has sold the most.
That's a legit answer. If I ever heard one. So let's talk science fiction. What are some of your favorite science fiction?
As far as movies go, I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future. I could watch that first movie over and over again. I was been a fan of the original Star Wars for the longest time, episodes 4, 5, and 6, of course. I grew up watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. I love the newest Battlestar Galactica. So, yeah, there's been some good sci-fi out there. A lot of bad sci-fi too, unfortunately. So those are probably the ones that come off the top of my head first as far as sci-fi.
Yeah, you got to make the bad sci-fi so Mystery Science Theater has something to do.
Exactly. Yeah, got to keep them in business.
Who are some of your indies to watch?
That's a good question. I struggling with his name right now. He just wrote Grit for Scout. I want to say Brian. Anyways, the writer for Grit. That's a great book. I think he's gonna have a good, successful career. I really enjoyed Show's End at Mad Cave. Anthony Cleveland wrote that. Looking for. I haven't read his newest one. I think it's called Stargazers.
Yeah. I just had him on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I've been meaning to read that. I'm of course all my indie friends that are in the chats right now. You should keep an eye on all of them as well.
Yeah. So, like, if you're in Walmart, keep an eye on Chuck.
Right. Yeah, because he might steal something.
No, he's sitting there. He's gonna eat all the grapes before he gets to the truck.
That's the rule, though. If you eat it all before you get to the register, it's fine.
Oh, Wickman.
Yes, I knew it started with a W. Brian Wickman. Yep. For Grit.
I've got it in my PDF folder.
Yes. He's one to keep an eye on. I think he's going to have some more books down the road.
Oh yeah, when I started reading the first one, I wasn't digging the art, and then by the end of I grew attached to the character and everything that was going on, and it meshed, so it went along quite well. So I've actually read the first 2 issues of that so far, and it's been really good. Yeah,
that's a fun read.
And that's another book that's going into multiple prints.
It is, yep. And he's got something there.
And Scout's got to deal with the Comic Book Sales Network.
Yeah.
For variants on every single new #1 and every new compilation trade.
That's right. So I'm eager to see what they do with Recount #1. I'm slowly getting in some samples of variant covers for that. So it's been some stuff that I wish I could talk about right now because something came across today from the head honchos. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. I can't wait till people see that. So keep an eye out on the variants for Recount.
See, now I'm going to have to drop an email first thing in the morning. Hey, can Can we see the variants for recount? Just let me know what the embargo is on it first.
Right. Yeah, some big names on for that.
Yeah, I have to say, when the lockdown kind of like eased up and people started getting back to work, and the comic book industry started slowly turning its wheels again,
Yeah.
I would get like 3 or 4 PRs a day from Scout.
Yeah, they know what they're doing to reach out, and yeah, they're very retail driven, and they know that that's the lifeline of this industry. So you treat the retailers right, and they'll treat you right as well. Make sure they get the books on time, in good condition. Yeah, keep an open line of communication with them. That's something that a lot of the other publishers aren't doing. So that's why they stand out.
Yeah, DC Comics.
Yeah.
Jim the Puppet Lee. Oh, like they're watching this podcast. Who cares? I'd say it to his face too. What's he gonna do? Hit a cripple guy?
Hopefully not.
But anyhow, so you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And you're very close to hitting goal. And you still have how many more days?
For Freak Show Night is 26 more days.
So it's not bad. You came close to hitting goal like right off the bat. So
yeah, the first day I went over 50%, and it's been steadily getting there, about 250 away. So I'm going to start announcing more things. Let the first week happen. Let my inner circle help me out, and then I'm gonna extend the reach a little further, and got some good stretch goals in mind. So yeah, not coasting yet, but things are just heating up.
No, it's that last 48 hours, because usually that's another little spike on the way out the door.
Of course, that always helps.
You get a lot of people that just hit that remind me button.
Right.
And then, like the last 3 or 4 days, they get that email and, oh, yeah.
Yep. And then they go to the campaign page. They see it's doing well. They see all the stretch goals that have been unlocked. And, yeah, just got to, play it by the numbers.
It's doing well so far, and it's only been a couple of days. So,
yeah, launched it Tuesday morning. So I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now.
So for somebody that's never heard of the prior book, how would you describe this book to get them to back the campaign?
To describe Freak Show Princess or Freak Show Night?
Freak Show Night.
Freak Show. I would say it's your classic zombie horror book. It's a one shot, so you're not going to need to know the full any full backstory. You can jump right in. You can enjoy it. You can complete it. If you're just a fan of classic, just slashing zombies, this is going to be a fun book for you. And it's not just mindless violence. It all has a purpose. There's a good story to it. And there could be more after this, how it ends. But you'll have to read it to find out.
That's saying right there that we might want to see Red go toe-to-toe with Loggerhead. Brian.
Some crossover stuff.
Little crossover, Brian. Red versus Loggerhead coming next spring.
Maybe.
You can never tell.
Yeah. Yep, definitely some stuff in the works for that, though. So more to come.
And the the scout thing is going to be, completely exciting too.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. To get a book signed so early, into making comics, it was a dream come true, and it was also very nerve wracking, and it's scary, but it's a step in the right direction, and hopefully it opens up some more doors for me to tell more stories.
Oh, Brian's got something better.
I bet he does. Cleveland Steamer #1.
Oh boy. When we start having conventions again, I'm gonna bring a copy of Loggerhead #1 and make Brian's sign it as Cleveland Steamer.
Yeah, or get the blank sketch cover for Loggerhead and have him draw one on there for you.
No, I'm pretty sure I don't want to see that. I've seen a lot of creepy things in my life, let me tell you. But I even Googled it, and I'm the more we talk about it, the more afraid I am. I know Chuck's probably laughing at Walmart, being like, "Man, I saw 3 of those just walking around the store."
Yeah. Clean up aisle 5. Yeah. Good old Chuck.
That's okay. He got jealous the first time we had him on the podcast. I had just got in some signed painted prints from eBass, and he's a huge eBass fan. And then he told me the story that he got all excited because he actually edited a book that eBass did the art for.
Oh wow!
So their names appeared together on the cover. Never met, but still appeared together on the cover.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So he was a little jealous about that because I'm a big Hulk fan, so I got a painted Hulk by eBass, and I got he did a Mandalorian.
Oh, cool!
But it was kind of like his take on the original trailer, where they had all the Stormtrooper helmets on the pikes.
Yeah.
And it's just him walking forward like a hazy background and foreground, kind of like misty cloud.
Nice.
And a half eggshell on the left hand side, so you get half Baby Yoda.
Cool.
So it was pretty. I've got all these things. They're in a box behind me, and they're all in top loaders. I just have to get the right hardware to punch holes in the wall.
Right. Yep.
So tell everybody where they can follow you on social media, to hit you up if they have any questions. Or
yeah, the 3 main: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just Jonathan Hedrick. The way it's spelled, don't throw in an N in my last name or an X or an S. And you'll probably find me in one of the top of the searches. I search my name enough to boost the analytics, so I'll be up there near the top, hopefully. And yeah, reach out to me. I usually respond to the messages pretty quickly, answer questions, and yep.
And the links for the Kickstarter are at the top of the chat.
Yes. And it's also in my bio for Instagram, pinned tweet on my Twitter, and on Facebook. You'll find it pretty easily. And
it's also in the description, either up above or down below, depending on whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube.
Right. Yes. Please check out the campaign, please.
Yeah, head over to the campaign, check it out for yourself, and help support Jonathan and get this book going.
Absolutely. I'd appreciate it.
He's here to fill the void of zombiness left by The Walking Dead.
Right? Ah,
There's never enough zombies.
I know. So rude of Kirkman just to leave us zombie-less.
Yeah, imagine that. Multi-millionaire. Yeah, I'm just going to cancel that now.
Hey, it's better he got out while it was still good than get out while, if it got bad.
Yeah. Well, we still know that he's got a couple more things being developed in the pipeline.
Sure.
So,
And if he keeps on teasing us every now and then with a one shot like he did with Negan and everything else, that'll keep us, satisfied.
yeah, a story here, a story there.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you very much for joining us tonight, Jonathan.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Please head over and check out the Kickstarter. Support this great book. It's a one-shot, so you're not going in for a long haul. And keep in mind that Jonathan has that miniseries coming very soon from Scout Comics.
The Recount.
The Recount. The Count in the Recount. That and Brian's got a Cleveland Steamer and something better, he says. But either way, please check out this book, and we'll see you again next time on Creators Out.